In The Sanctuary of Outcasts, a memoir is a nonfiction book by Neil White, an American entrepreneur, publisher, and author, first published in 2009. The memoir recounts White's experiences in the early 1990s after his conviction for bank fraud. Sentenced to 18 months in a minimum security federal prison, White found himself in Carville, Louisiana, a facility that also housed the last leprosy containment center in the United States. The book delves into White's relationships with his fellow inmates and the patients at the leprosy center, all while his personal life unraveled outside the prison walls. Through themes of vanity, greed, and personal transformation, the memoir showcases the profound impact of losing everything. Critically acclaimed, In the Sanctuary of Outcasts earned White the Author of the Year award from the Southern Library Association in 2010 and cemented his reputation as an engaging writer and speaker. The memoir is currently being adapted into a major motion picture. The story begins with White, a once successful publisher, being caught forging checks and sentenced to federal prison. He is sent to Carville, a unique institution that serves both as a prison and the last leper colony in the continental United States. Initially consumed by fear and paranoia, White worries about contracting leprosy. This anxiety peaks when a leprosy patient spits in his face. However, he soon learns about the disease's low transmissibility and ways to safeguard his health. White describes Carville as an unsettling place, likening it to a scene from a horror story. The facility is populated by nuns, monks, and patients disfigured by the disease, many missing limbs or facial features. Yet the prison's relaxed environment allows White more freedom than he would have had in a traditional prison, setting the stage for his personal transformation. During his time at Carville, White shares a cell with Doc, an eccentric inmate who claims to have invented an injection to cure impotence and frequently seeks White's business advice. White's job in the cafeteria, writing daily menus on a chalkboard, brings him into frequent contact with the leprosy patients. Among them is Ella Bounds, an elderly woman in a vintage wheelchair whose interactions with White profoundly impact his understanding of resilience and humanity. Through these connections, White's perspective shifts, leading to a poignant and transformative journey that redefines his life's priorities and values. She has lived at Carville since the age of 12, having lost her legs to leprosy. Despite a lifetime in the colony, her strength and grace deeply move White, offering him a new perspective on his own situation. Inspired by Ella's resilience, he resolves to make the most of his time in prison. As they talk, White learns to see beyond her disease and discovers an extraordinary individual whose story captivates and motivates him. Ella becomes a symbol of hope for White, encouraging him to look past his label as a convict and envision a brighter future. Determined to make his time in Carville meaningful, White begins collecting the stories of those around him, both inmates and patients, to share their experiences with the world. Through these efforts, he hopes to give a voice to the often forgotten residents of Carville and to shed light on the stigma and abandonment they endured. Among those he interviews is Link, a quirky inmate who dubs White Clark Kent for his glasses and journalistic pursuits. White also connects with Jimmy Harris, a leprosy patient writing his own book about life in quarantine. As White delves into the history of leprosy in the United States, he learns of the persecution faced by those afflicted. Many were forcibly isolated, imprisoned, or threatened with violence if they resisted quarantine. The widespread belief that leprosy was divine punishment further ostracized them. It wasn't until the 1920s that free quarantine centers like Carville were established, offering refuge but at the cost of permanent separation from loved ones. Through these stories and his own reflections, White confronts the shallow ambitions that led him to prison. His friendships with the patients and inmates offer solace as he copes with personal loss, including the end of his marriage, which dissolves during his imprisonment. Upon his release, White dedicates himself to compiling the interviews and writing the memoir that would become In the Sanctuary of Outcasts. The book not only shares the untold history of Carville, but also serves as a testament to the resilience of its residents. Carville ceased functioning as a leprosarium in 1999, as many patients passed away from old age. Today, it stands as a national museum, dedicated to the history of leprosy in the United States. Neil White, now an acclaimed author and public speaker, has used his journey from conviction to redemption to bring renewed attention to the legacy of leprosy in America. His story continues to inspire audiences, particularly in the American South, as a testament to the transformative power of resilience and purpose. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.